guys, what's going on? My name is Stray Shot, and this is Taco Talks, the show where we just talk about shit for about an hour. So this is our second episode ever, so made it past episode 1. Round of applause, guys. Good job.
Yay! Good job.
Woo!
And, I forgot we had the soundboard. I guess we're going to try and implement that a little bit now, not too much to the point where it's annoying, but, sound bites are a thing now. We've upped the production value. So we don't have our same usual cast, so of course, me, Stray Shot, we have our man of the hour, Tiger.
Yo, yo.
And AO, you guys know them.
Hey, what up, guys?
Alright, then we got, Bud, our sound guy, almost forgot.
Hello, how's it
I
going?
should be fired. Alright, then we got 2 special guests. First we got Hoodie
Yo,
and Mario.
let's go.
Alright, yes, they're just going to be joining us for the first time. So this is their first episode, so hopefully they enjoy. So, Tiger, tell us the first topic, because I'm going to pretend I don't know what it is.
Thank you, Sir Shot. So the first thing we're going to kick it off is what we've been doing for the past month. Mostly the Friday events that we've been doing in the group. So last time was the general meeting, and we have a general meeting twice a year, usually in the middle of the year and towards the end of the year, around December. So what happened, guys, during the general meeting?
We kind of just got up on things, made sure everyone was on the same page. It wasn't really a huge deal, I guess. We just kind of, everyone got feedback. I think AO could probably explain the purpose of it better. What the whole point is.
Well, the whole point was, to basically get the group, like you said, get everything balanced back, everybody on the same page, discuss points or perspectives of things, whether it wasn't really on an individual level, it was more of a collective, according to what group you were in, I guess. But overall, it was very positive. I think everybody had a good experience. I saw some very interesting feedbacks from one of the probation guys that posted, that he enjoyed being a part, I guess, a fly on the wall, so yeah, I have to say that it was a very positive evening, guys.
Hell yeah. We even took notice of people who were part of the group doing tasks.
Tiger, you have some background noise.
Oh, my bad. That's probably my roommate over here. Can't really control that. But yeah, we noticed on Straight Shot rebumping the threads on Reddit and then the forums itself. We got him promoted to recruiter admin. Congratulations.
Yeah, not just him though. You too. You got promoted as an admin, so congratulations on that, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you were an admin for at least 3 months, Tiger.
I was in a little...
Every time someone's been
He's
promoted
been
to
scrutinized for the past several months. So he's been through the ringer to make sure that he can take the heat when the heat needs to be taken and when to be objective. Tiger's been spot on. So it's a pleasure to have him on board as an admin.
Thank you,
And
thank
every
you.
time you guys announce someone new admin, I was like after they've been through their test, I always think, well, I thought they were already an admin.
Hey, man.
As the test, you already are doing it, essentially.
I'm just here to serve you guys, make this game better, make the game better again.
Oh, you want to serve? I'm actually getting hungry, so...
Ah. Well, I make some mean guacamole. Yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff. And what happened last Friday? The Friday before yesterday.
Well, we had a match, right, guys?
Yep. Some kids.
ZOL.
Yeah, UB won 3-0. It was a good match. Different game modes, which I always enjoy because I like stuff that keeps us on our toes. Different styles of gaming and us adapting to a situation. So yeah, I would have to say it was a lot of fun. I like when UB wins.
Awesome.
Yeah, the changes in game modes definitely gave a lot of people here a good change of pace, especially with how domination works. Fast-paced conquest, small close quarters area. So I feel like it was really good for us to have that match.
Yeah, I like domination. It's a good mode.
Good stuff, good stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to that match because of work. Gotta love the army.
You missed a good one.
I know I did. Damn it. Then I'll make it for the next time, definitely.
Definitely.
Well, let's kick it off to our actual topic. And our first topic is going to be best music genre for gaming, general listening, or anything of the sort.
Alright.
Yep, and let's kick it off to Mario.
Like it's weird for me because like a lot of people be like, well, what's your favorite band? And it's like, well, I don't really listen to much music, like actual music, like bands and stuff. I listen to just like a lot of video game music. Like I listen to Pandora every now and then when I'm playing, but most of the time just have like a huge playlist of like soundtracks from video games. Um, in terms of like what I kind of listen to, it's very like upbeat, like hype music that lets you get into the game. Because I just feel like when I've got some good, like really upbeat music playing in the background, it makes me more focused and I play better. It's just something that's always whenever a good song comes on, I start just nailing people. So it,
Nice. Anything particular? Wow, can't speak. Like
um
Zelda music.
That's
Zelda
so
music.
funny. Isn't that what I said to you earlier?
yeah,
Or-
that's what Bud said yesterday. What do you listen to like Legend of Zelda soundtracks? And I'm like, oh well, I have let me look at my playlist actually real fast. Because I have a bunch of game music. I have like some Final Fantasy music, some Super Smash Brothers music, some Hotline Miami music, some Sonic music,
Wow.
Nice.
some Undertale music, some Kirby music. Yeah, I have like a bunch of games. A bunch of Nintendo games and some other games thrown in there like Hotline Miami. That game's completely off with the rest of the playlist, but it's just there's some songs in it that just like are just hardcore and they just make me play better honestly when I'm listening to them because I don't know, they make me think faster. I don't know how to describe it. I'm weird like that.
It's all good, man. I listen to some house music, uh, Swedish House Mafia in particular,
Wow.
Wow.
especially when playing. And I just like the beat to the song is like, it's on point. It's like,
Keep
oh,
going.
yeah, it
That's
lets
so
you going.
ironic, man, because, I think by now you guys know my style of music and what I generally listen to, because I talk about that shit all the time, but I am like the opposite of that. I cannot listen to music while playing games at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of like,
I
it
can't.
depends on the game.
I just can't because, you see, just like you guys have your own pet peeves, mine is when I listen to music, I have the unpleasant ability to dissect it. So I'll listen to, so I'll get distracted. Like if I play a song that I know I like, I'll be listening to a song and not focusing on the game. I can do one or the other. It's that bipolar part, I guess. But I can't. I just can't. Like, in fact, I like it when I play games. It's just my headset in complete silence. It just, vroom, because if I know if there's anything going on, like the other day, the soccer match, I'll keep looking at it, so I'm no longer playing, so I like listening to music when I listen to music, but it's just really hard for me to listen to music and play video games at the same time.
Oh,
For
okay.
me, it depends on the game.
Yeah, I'm the same
And
way.
like, let's say I'm playing Fallout or something like that, and I'm tired of hearing Fallout's music and everything, so I'll put on something that I generally listen to, like metal or something like that. And it generally is for metal for me
Right.
when I play music or while gaming. Say I'm gonna play Siege or something like that, where I have to hear noises that are involved in the game, then I'm not gonna listen to music because that's gonna impair me
Yeah.
from hearing all that, right? So it's basically single player games that I usually listen.
Right.
When
I
I
guess you're right. Right about that.
Yeah,
See,
I'm the same way.
I missed that point. You see, and I guess to add to your comment, Hoodie, see, I don't play single player. I only play with you guys. So playing on TeamSpeak with you guys, listening to 10, 15 voices, and on top of that, I have to, crank up Alice in Chains. It's, it's
gonna
either
ruin
one.
everything.
It's
Yeah.
one or the other. I can get it as single player because it's just you. You're in your own world. So I don't have much experience because I tend not to play the single player. Just straight up multiplayer.
Now, sometimes when I'm playing a game like, I don't know, maybe Division or something with people and I want to listen to music, but I'll have it in the background and it's usually something I've heard 100 times, like, a band that I've heard a bunch. Instead of like a new band where, I
Pay
haven't
more attention
heard,
to.
yeah, you want to pay more attention to it and, want to listen to that, while not playing with other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm basically the same as you, Hoodie. Like, single player games, sometimes I'll want music. Like when I play Civilization, for example, although that's multiplayer as well, and single player. I like music for that. But for Battlefield, I tend to not, because, I want to hear what's going on in the game and not get distracted by the song, I guess.
Yeah, it's like when we're in a match, like I'll still play the music, but compared to how loud I play it when we're just like pub stomping or playing in our server, it's like I do it because I want to be able to hear in a match because it actually kind of matters in a match if I
Right.
get killed because somebody flanked me and my music kept me from hearing them. So in a match, I'll dim it down enough to where I can hear the song, but I can also hear the game.
Right.
Compared to if we're like in the UB server, I've got that cranked up to the point I can barely hear my gun shoot in the game, and I can only hear TeamSpeak.
I guess it's
Um,
different, right? If you play pub, I can get that.
Yeah.
In a match, see, I'm in like astronaut stage. I got my helmet on. I don't hear anything. All I hear is what's happening in the game, like so zoned in, But I can get that, I guess.
As
and,
as far I was gonna say, as far as genre goes, it's really what your tastes are
Right.
and what you listen to generally. Because whatever you listen to is what you're gonna listen to while you're gaming too. So, and I guess
Yeah.
it just goes on to what you're in the mood for too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of agree with all you guys. I mean, I definitely like a range of music, and typically the only time I listen to it when I'm gaming is when I have to mute everybody else because they're all sitting there being salty. So, but usually I'm trying to listen to the game for the most part.
Cool.
I kind of found like the best because like when I said earlier how it like made me play better. I was trying to figure out like where I got that from, and I think it came from because I used to play a lot of racing games because I didn't have internet for a long time, and so I just play a lot of these like PS2 racing games. So you'd be sitting there racing and you're just doing absolute awful. But then the in-game radio picks up a good song and you're just dominating everybody.
I love it when there's good in-game music. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'd be racing or something and then I'd be doing awful and then like a really upbeat good song starts playing and all
Tony
of a
Hawk
sudden
soundtracks.
That's the opposite for me. I can't stand music when I'm racing. I gotta hear the engine. I gotta hear everything.
No,
I gotta
but
be. I gotta be
you
focused.
turn the
yeah.
music down to like 60%, and then you
Not
turn the
even.
FX all the way up, and then you just crank that. That's the secret.
Yeah, I usually put my stuff like at 15-20% on the music, and then the game's like 50%.
Right.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, let's go to the next topic in hand, and which is when robots can do all manual labor and service jobs, what will the majority human population do?
That's a tone shift. Yeah.
Nice one.
nice.
So, let's give this to Bud, our soundboard guy. Kick it off.
Well, I was reading an article kind of leading up to this podcast, a Wired article written in 2014, and the author Marcus Wolson, he says, the idea that robots could make employment itself optional may sound fantastic, no more work, but the end result could be more, not less angst. We'd still have to find our place amongst the robots, except that this time without work is a guidepost for defining a sense of purpose. By eliminating the need for people to work, robots would free us up to focus on what really makes us human. The scariest possibility of all is that only then do we figure out what really makes us human is work. So,
What's your take on that, though?
I kind of agree with him to a large extent. I could see a utopia where we all have freedom to do whatever we want. I've heard arguments that it would raise the standard of living, obviously, for the majority of people that are able to participate in such a society, but it's not going to fix all the world's problems. And then when you take into further account a theory like I just put out there from that Wired article, it makes you think twice before we dive into that. Not to mention Terminator. So
Yeah.
I'll let it go there. But
And it also eliminates us to be creative. I mean, robots can't create things.
Robots actually
well,
can be
we're-
creative.
Well, they can't create a goddamn video game now, can they?
Well, they may be able to one day.
They may
It's
be
like-
able to, unless we program it to. We create it to do it, though. See, that's the thing. we created it to do that thing.
Right, but isn't
So
the
therefore,
point
we
of
already
robots?
created it. Yeah.
That's
Isn't
the whole
the-
fear with AI, though, right? That
Right.
AI is
They,
gonna...
they adapt and learn and, you know, process things differently than we do.
I mean, the key
No,
topic is
no,
the
Yeah, I
manual
think we're
labor.
missing the point because the question is what's going to happen when, these menial jobs are going to start getting replaced,
but they already do though, right? I
No,
think
no,
that
like,
a
like,
lot of,
like say McDonald's is fully automated.
oh,
Like,
you're
what,
talking,
like when stuff
okay.
like that happens, because that I think is going to be a real rough transition, especially
when
for our
Amazon drones
country.
are delivering your packages instead of UPS drivers.
I don't know, man.
Then it would eliminate, it would eliminate our sense of worth ethic at a young age, right?
Mhm.
Because usually teenagers and, people who are getting out of high school take those kind of jobs, right? And
Yeah.
then they don't know a sense of worth ethic other than school. And our school system is not as strict as a job because it
Unless-
doesn't pay you.
Not at all.
Right?
unless things change as a collective,
Yeah.
things go hand in hand, right? Humans as robots progress, the mentality of their existence among us grows with more tolerance. Thus, we move to different things. You know, I think that principle goes by to almost anything that we've, or the human race, have been fighting for, right? Human rights, any movement that you can think of, the right to vote, women's movement. It might not be robotic, but it is something that caused something to change something, and then people, okay, this is how it's going to go, and then we just moved on. So I believe that just like we are doing a transition from oil to not oil, which is probably going to be 30, 40 years, I would think it would be the same principle, right? It becomes part of the society, and humans, I don't know about the freedom to do whatever we want, but it might divert our um, things we want to do in a different direction, no matter what that is.
Yeah. And like another thing that I was just thinking about was like
User in your channel timed out.
what if
What
like
the-
a bunch of the jobs, that just think of like a lot of the jobs that would just be weird if a robot took that spot. Like like a teacher or somebody working the front desk or something like.
It would, yeah.
Imagine
it
if
would
a
initially be
robot was
weird.
teaching you.
It would be weird for us because we've kind of grown up with, having experienced people, doing all these basic jobs. And I've thought about this before. Like, I was like, okay, this would be cool if it's automated, but it'd still be kind of weird at the same time
It'd be
because
weird.
I've always had a person there.
But every generation comes with their own cycle. You see, for me, what's weird for me, for instance, having to read a book on an iPad. That for me is weird.
Oh, I don't
love
like that
It's
either.
so much better.
I'm still, or listening.
No.
For me, I like the old-fashioned grabbing a book
Yeah,
and
I agree.
laying down and reading it. You see what I mean? But 20 years from now, that's gonna be like, you're actually going to the library to get a book? Are you
So
kidding me?
here's an idea I've had, is you have a restaurant where you sit down at your table and you use your phone to just order your food. Like you select your drinks.
Well,
like you're
they've
gonna-
already got
what you
that
want.
in some places. Not your phone, okay, but little apps and stuff like that,
I've
tablet
seen
devices.
I've seen a restaurant that actually does that. Like they have this automated thing where
yeah.
it like comes on like a little belt on the ceiling
Yeah,
and
you
it
can
just
order
takes
your
to
your
table
food
and
online with
lowers-
Taco Bell with the Taco Bell app.
The Applebee's that we have over here is completely automated. You walk in, you sit down,
Yeah.
there's a tablet right in front of you, you press, comes your waiter, make sure that's what it is, and then he goes and do it. So
I would
without
love
even
that.
realizing it, we already have entered that era.
Yeah, and I've explained this idea to like my parents and older family, and they're like, but I want a person there. And to me, it's like, no, I want to push buttons, have it go to a screen in the kitchen, and then
Exactly.
just have someone bring it out when it's done.
Because every
It's quicker
generation,
and it's accurate.
Every
Yeah,
generation,
I don't want to interact with anybody. I just want have my food.
every
I want it
generation
brought to
has
me.
his own change. But you see, by saying that though, you are removing a little bit of humanity out of you because you think more solo rather than interaction with other people.
Yeah,
So
I do.
you
That's
see,
true.
I grew up in the sense of I still interact with other people. I don't think of myself, as
I mean, we've
as-
already
as-
removed the entire
like
environmental
for
aspect
instance,
of not catching our own food to begin with,
here's
but
it probably will be a little bit off topic, but it's on the same topic. Listening to NPR the other day, they were talking about how to get the young people to vote, because they all make math, they all speak voice, but then when it push comes to talk, they don't move,
I tell you what it is.
And,
Don't
and
make us
wait,
stand in
but
line.
here's the, in England, they came up with a concept for that. They are designing an app so young people can download the app and vote on the day they need to vote. And I'm like,
Yeah. That
brilliant.
would solve it. Yeah,
Brilliant.
because here's the thing. As a young person, I hate standing in line. I can't stand it. I get my ballot by mail because I will not stand in line. I don't know about you guys, but that bugs me.
That's your new. See, I don't mind. For me, what I would seem old-fashioned to you, what my mom does would seem old-fashioned to me, and so on and so forth. So it's with the times. And then your kids will have even greater things that you're going to be like, what? And so on and so forth. So that's why I'm saying, I think when we think of what robots, how we would change, of course humanity would change, because it's scary, because the things that sometimes we say almost sounds like the human race would become more lazy, more dependent upon, when by nature we're generally not like that. We're more like conquerors and fighting each other.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
Yeah, you right.
Yeah.
So but then you have the reversal. You have others that we tend to coexist. And then you have the other extreme side that they just get their own mindset and want to kill us.
Skynet.
So it can swing either way, I guess. But again, it comes with the burden of trying to improve ourselves. And trying to improve ourselves is always to, whenever I hear the word, oh, we're trying to be God, I don't think so. It's just who we are. We always invented stuff, and humans by nature just want to keep pushing forward and forward and forward and forward. And it's just the times, man. It's like my mom went from the typewriter to computer. Are you kidding me? I went from not having programs to design to have programs to design. You guys have this already, internet, moving on to the next phase. Your kids will have something else, and so on and so forth. So do we see it coming? Yeah. I think everything is already becoming automated already. Transactions, you want to do stuff with banks, you don't even go anymore. You push a button on your phone. Yeah.
Yeah. 75%. You can do way more work with way less jobs now, and the problem is we have a much larger population, so it's going to get to the point where there are tons of people and not a lot of jobs, and the way our country currently is set up is not going to work for that at all.
And I think that's the big fear at the end of the day, right?
Well,
yeah.
But it's the uncertainty, because it could swing always anyway. And no matter what we do, people have already been losing jobs due to technology. It's just how it is, unfortunately.
Well, we like the manufacturing field in this country is all but gone, and what is here is automated.
Well, let me
User was
put
moved
my
to your
take
channel.
into this as well. Like in a good world that I would imagine it, if we replace all the manual labor by robots, we can focus on other things: engineering, space exploration, art, education. If we remove the manual labor out of the equation, we can focus on more things that are more important. So an ideal world that I live in, I would like that to happen.
Yeah.
Instead of spending money on military, all that money on the military.
Yeah, it's absurd how much
It
money
is.
we spend.
So much money.
Subsidizing everyone else, too.
Yeah, focusing on education, engineering, math,
Healthcare.
science.
That's a good thought.
Yeah. Like, I would like that to happen. It's a good feeling, like thinking the positive in the future, even though some people are going to lose some jobs, a lot of jobs, I mean. Just the newer
I
generation
don't know if
takes...
they would lose the jobs. It just mutates to something else.
I feel like you're going to have basic income at some point, because it's going to get to the point where they're literally, the population will continue.
That's definitely the alternative that I've heard over and over again.
Yeah, so like, in my ideal world, I hope something like that would happen. Being focused on the more important issues and all this, I don't want to say little stuff, it's important doing the labor work, but just focusing the energy from that to something else would benefit the humanity as a whole. Well, that's my little take for it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, any more comments on the topic? No? Okay.
Not from.
Terminator might happen.
Skynet. But let's go to the next topic in hand, which is if you have encounter with any paranormal activity. If so, tell us about your experience.
I have not, and I'm just gonna say ghosts are a bunch of bullshit. So,
I agree. I agree with Stray.
Okay.
has
Any?
anyone actually encountered ghosts? Because I've listened to people tell stories about it, and I
Dude,
find them very fascinating.
Dude, do you want me to tell you
Well,
what I
let's
saw?
let's save yours for last, because I had a little experience with the paranormal
Alright.
activity.
I'll reserve mine.
All right. Does anyone else have experience? Because
I
I think
have.
ghosts are. I think the concept is it's completely impossible.
Yeah. So, anybody
anyone believe in
else?
ghosts?
Bud, do you have anything else to say?
Well, I'm glad that you guys all went that route because I was really ready for the opposite talk, which is that all of you guys have had paranormal experiences talking about ghosts and stuff. Because I agree that I haven't had any paranormal experiences. So
What about you, Hoodie?
No.
No.
I've
Okay.
heard a lot of stories, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm a Stray. I've never really had
Yeah,
any.
another
the
question
weirdest I
after
have
we
deja
hear
vu.
stories
That's weird.
is I'm curious as to how people have these experiences, assuming that ghosts aren't real at all. Then how can you explain these experiences away? That's the confusing part to me.
Well, I'm not saying it's real or not. It's just
Yeah,
certain
let's
things.
just hear some stories first.
Yeah. So, certain things that I'm not gonna mess with, because I'm not sure myself that I believe it, but I experienced those situations before. Like for example, a Luigi board. That thing, stay away from me. I'm not messing with that shit. Too fucking
real.
scary. Yeah, man.
I ain't
So,
fucking with that shit either.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that shit either. So my experience with it, I think I was like 16 years old. We moved into this new house in the woods, and it was also known for like a mass massacre for the
You
Cherokees.
lived in this house?
I lived in
This
this
sounds
house.
right out of a
Oh,
TV
God.
show.
Oh, dear.
So at first there was no issues here and there. Just after months of living in this house, I I fall asleep late at night playing video games with you guys, but then one night I saw a girl just straight out of the ring, white dress, hair covering her face, across my bed. How my room was set up, there was two beds in my room, one on the other side and the other side corresponding to it. So I was laying my head staring at the bed, and like after a couple hours I couldn't go to fall asleep. I closed my eyes, and then I opened my eyes and the girl was just sitting there staring at me. It was the
But it's-
freakiest shit ever. I'm not
It's
sure.
interesting that it's interesting you say that because I was going to say the one exception to this, and someone asked earlier how you can explain it all. So much of it I think is tied to, a combination of sleep deprivation, and people have, you hallucinate when you're really freaking sleep deprived. That's just a fact. But also when you wake up still in that sleep state, you know what I mean, where you've been dreaming, and you've got what's the substance, DMT?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? And people have sleep hallucinations basically where you're still basically sleeping. And so I think that explains a lot of it too,
Yeah, I do put that in consideration, but just telling you what I saw. So this
for sure,
girl
for
was sitting in the bed. I moved my head, and she vanished like a dust, sand dust form, just vanished. So the next thing I did, I got up, turned the lights, and went to sleep. Because that was some freaky shit ever. So a couple months later, something similar happened, but I didn't see the girl this time. So I was sleeping on my bed, and then the following morning, there were these footprints at the corner of my bed. It was a form where she was staring at me. I didn't notice her, but she was staring at my face or something for hours because there was two footprints at the corner of my bed. Scary shit, man. It's fucking scary shit.
Did you set up a camera?
Do
No,
you sleepwalk?
No, I don't sleepwalk. It's like burnt. Like the carpet was burnt into 2 footprints. It's like holy
Well,
shit.
that's a freaky
That's
story,
weird.
bro.
Yeah, it's pretty freaky. And
Yeah,
it
that's the kind of stuff that makes me
I mean,
scratch
someone's
my head.
messing with you, dude.
my
You know what gaslighting is?
my siblings aren't
Do you know
smart
what
enough to.
gaslighting is?
No.
It's when people do little things to you slowly but surely. It refers back to when there was actual gaslighting in people's houses, and so you could change the amount of gas being fed into these lamps, and people would basically think they were going crazy, like the lights are getting darker or something like that. So that's the theory, that people do little things, and then over time you convince yourself you're having some kind of a crazy experience.
Yeah, but my siblings or even my parents aren't smart enough to do anything like that because I didn't mention this to any of my family members.
You think highly of your family.
Yeah. No, they're gonna bring this up and they're gonna make fun of me, so that's why I don't bring it up. So that happened. Now, like, fast forward a couple months again. Uh, I'm not sure if I was in a static sleep phase. You know, a paralyzed sleep where you just you
Right.
try to go to sleep and then you can't move your body, but you're actually sleeping
yeah.
and see everything
Yeah,
around you.
I've only experienced that once.
Yeah, so I saw this shadowy figure coming out of my closet. For some reason, I slept the other side of the bed. I don't know why, but this shadowy figure, shaped as a dog or a wolf, I'm not sure what it was, came out of my closet and was just staring me down from the ceiling. I was trying to move, and I couldn't move at all. And like, okay, I'm probably in paralyzed. And it overcome my body, and after that, I was able to move. I got up and turned on the lights, and I couldn't go to sleep that night. Some freaky shit ever.
I mean, I've had definitely experiences like that, like exactly what you described, but, like I keep saying, man, it's always revolves around being tired or,
You think so?
there's something there.
I don't think so, dude.
Or,
Well,
for
do you
me
feel
personally,
Well-
Oh man.
Let me just
Go
put
ahead, Tiger.
something into consideration. Okay, so I move out of that house, no issues at all. I haven't seen anything of the sort. And also, being in the military, you're sleep deprived all the time because of your work hours. I get like maybe 4 to 6 hours of sleep, and I monitor equipment, and usually it's during the nighttime by myself with another soldier, just hanging out in the hallway
Just
or just an
sometimes the
office.
presence is attached to the place where you're at.
well,
Yeah.
were you here for when he said where he used to live as a kid?
Yeah, I was in the United Brotherhood when this happened several years ago. I'm not sure if it was like during the United Brotherhood or it was maybe before that.
Mhm.
I'm not too sure. I can't really remember. It's been like 6, 8 years ago. But yeah, it never happened. I haven't seen the little girl or I haven't seen the wolf shadowy figure since I moved out. So I'm not
Where you
sure
used to live?
where I used to live. So the same conditions are the same: sleep deprivedness, staying up late at night due to work, and nothing like that has happened. So I'm not sure if it's the place itself. It has to be the place because it was in the middle of the woods and
I
it was
usually think it's the place. Yeah.
yeah. It was in the
Yeah.
middle of the woods and it's known for like a massacre for the Cherokees. So
Oh
I'm
wow.
not sure what the connections are, but yeah, that's my story.
Well, I'll agree with you guys there. Some places give you weird vibes, despite paranormal beliefs or not.
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know if they are beliefs. They're just experiences. But
Yeah, for sure.
Let me tell you mine. Because I've had it 4 times, but I'll just tell you a couple. The first one is probably the one that makes me remember probably until the day I die. When I was about, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, I used to have a friend. We were good friends. We would play soccer together. We would play Monopoly. We would hang out. I've been to his birthdays. I'll never forget his birthday. One of them in particular, his uncle owned a arcade store. And for that day of his birthday, he closed the arcade store and invited 8 of us to play as many video games as we wanted for the whole evening. So obviously, as an 11-year-old, that's like the ultimate day, right? And I was like, wow. So he was a good kid. One day, I'm playing on where I used to live in South America. Um, I don't know, I had a lot of friends. We all lived in like a community. So we were like, I don't know, 20, 30 kids. I'm playing downstairs, yada, yada, yada. And then a bunch of them are passing by me, and they're heading somewhere. I'm like, hey, where you guys going? And they're like, oh, didn't you hear? And they tell me Raphael died. I was like, what are you talking about? It's like, yeah, he drowned. Apparently
Oh, Jesus.
he went out
Oh.
and he went on vacation the weekend before or that weekend to the beach, which is common over there. And he went to the water by himself and he drowned, and I didn't believe them. I thought because they were laughing. Oh yeah, he died, dumbass. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like 12 years old. Anyways, um, the day goes on. I go to bed. The next morning, dude, I wake up probably 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun is just coming out, and he's standing right in front of me, and he's smiling, and I see him, and I say, Raphael, he's right there, and he's just smiling, and he goes, just waves at me like everything's okay, turns around, I rub my eyes, he's gone. And I remember that as clear as day. Like the guy was standing right in front of me, to let me know that he was okay or whatever, and I kept that for like years because I knew if I said anything, people were like, oh, you're making fun or whatever, but it stayed in my head, man. The fact that I saw him. And when I saw him, what I saw is it was almost like it was him, but like a ghostly figure, luminescent, just standing in my bedroom, and it startled me, and I know what I saw. It wasn't a figure of my imagination or anything. I was wide awake, and this guy was just right there, and the second time, yeah, it's scary, eh? The second time was scary, actually. That one was, I guess, pleasant compared to the other one was scary. I used to have a good friend. His name was Gaetano, and he, when I was already a teenager in Forest Hills, Queens, he had his house, had a basement, and the basement was turned into a bedroom that his grandma used to live there. Well, one day I'm invited over. We hang out, watch movies. All right, I'm going to go to bed. You sleep here. So I slept in the basement. And holy shit, dude. I woke up in the middle of the night because I had to go to the bathroom, and I see this woman standing right in front of me in my bed. And I screamed, wow! They came down. What's going on? And I had, dude, this was this lady. It turned out it was his grandmother who passed away in that house. It was just standing right
Whoa.
there. And it scared me. I mean, I was petrified. I am not sleeping. I never slept in. I slept in his room because he had his house had 1, 2, 3 floors. He had the attic was turned to a bedroom. I'm sleeping on the floor, which I did. I grabbed my pillow, because I was scared. That one scared me, because this lady is just standing there, and then I'm like, well, oh, and then it just disappeared, But I yelled because I was scared, So that would be, I guess my experience on ghosts and stuff like that.
That old lady was probably like, what the hell are you
I
doing
don't
in
know,
my
man.
house?
Yeah, it's some take it however you take it, guys. It's just sharing the experience.
Yeah, you know, um, one time I had this dream. I don't know if you guys ever had a dream like this before. My wife says I had an outer body experience, but the dream was as follow. I was sleeping in my bedroom. This is just maybe a month ago or so. Um, and I wake up, but I wake up trying to get up, and everything that I felt was like a force that wouldn't let me get up. Like, are you trying to get up? You know what I mean? And then I finally managed to get up, which it's like if gravity is like times 100. And I'm trying to walk forward and actually make it to my mother's room, who I talk to her, but she won't see me. She doesn't hear me at all. And she's talking to somebody else. And I can see her. I'm like, but the voice is not coming out properly. You know. Then the next thing I know, I woke up, and that was that. So I told my wife, wow, it's a really weird dream because I felt that I had to put a lot of effort to achieve what I was trying to do.
It's like when I broke my leg in high school after I came out of surgery, and you're coming off all these anesthetics and whatnot. And I remember having an experience almost identical to that where I was, I'm in the room with all these other patients recovering after surgery, and I'm like, I couldn't move at all. I was out of body. I like looking at myself. I thought I was dead or something. It was
Yeah,
weird.
but you remember that, right?
But I do remember it. Yeah.
And okay, this is how I saw. It might be a little corny to say, but this is how I visioned it in that dream. Have you guys ever seen Lord of the Rings? All of you, right? You know
Yeah.
when Frodo puts the ring on,
Yeah.
that's how it felt. That you minus the sound, but there's like, and my experience was like I had to put a lot of effort to create movement because I'm like trying to move forward, and I couldn't do it. It was just really hard to do. When I told this to my wife, oh, you had an out-of-body experience. I'm like, no, it's just a funky dream,
But they're related completely, and you can read a lot of sleep research that's related to the topic, and your body goes through weird stuff when you're sleeping, So sometimes when you wake up, you're not fully awake physically when you are feeling like you are mentally, and that's when weird stuff happens, when you're still in sleep paralysis, which is just what your body does as a protective way of keeping you from acting out your dreams.
I guess, but it was just something I wanted to share because I thought it was odd. And Tiger, when you stopped living where you were, the visions that you saw ceased, right?
Cease. Never
Yeah.
seen anything
See,
after
I had
that.
that would have been my third one. That happened to me because when I used to live in an apartment with my wife, and I never told her, and I hope she doesn't hear me, um, I would see sometimes in my house walk by a little boy. It, I'm not sure if it was a little boy or a girl. It would look like a boy with long hair, and it would just walk by, or sometimes it's one of those things you see in the corner of your eye. But as soon as you make a movement,
I get
gone.
that where I live now with, like a female figure, an older woman or something, and it's like not as old as a grandma or anything, but it's like I always tell myself, okay, I need to go to bed.
Right, so it's like one of those things you just put away, but and as soon as I moved out of that apartment, it was gone. But it got to the point that I would see it so often that I convinced myself, well, maybe there's a spirit here.
Yeah,
So,
I hear you. I do hear
and
you.
and by then my daughter was born, so it was one of those things. Might sound retarded, but I spoke aloud. Like, all right, I know you exist. I know you're here. Just leave my daughter alone. We all live, coexist. I actually said that like out loud because if there's somebody out there, let them know we're cool. We all can coexist. Because you never know. One of those things. It's like you don't think much about the spirits, but it's not something you want to fuck with. Just in case, right?
It's like sometimes you're watching TV and the channel changes randomly and you didn't do anything and you're like, all right, we're watching this now.
It's one of those things you accept, right? You accept it.
Right?
You don't want to. I don't want to fuck with that kind of stuff. So, do I think they exist? Yeah, I've had some experience. I believe there's something. Do I dwell on it? No.
Right.
Do I want to fight it? Absolutely not, because I don't want to fuck with that shit. Because if it does exist, what do you do?
Oh man, you gave me the goosebumps, man.
Call Ghostbusters.
Yeah. It's one of those things, guys. That okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Just let's just move on.
Ah man, gave me the goosebumps. Yeah, this little girl's been I guess haunting me, but as soon as I moved out, just gone. It's weird. I know
Go back there and see what happens.
It probably has to do, a lot of the stuff that I've read about it, because I like to read about it on my own, because sometimes I perceive that. So is it just me? Am I a weirdo? Let me look it up. It might sound, you might not like what I'm going to say, Tiger, but it generally means because they feel that you are the sensitive. If they can reflect upon somebody, it is always targeted to a specific kind of person, the ones that are sensitive, for one reason or another, and that's how they manifest. I don't know why, um, I don't know how, but some people are more susceptible to their experiences than others.
Yeah, because I'm the only one who seen anything like this. 'Cause my other family members didn't never talk about anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, they
believe you.
hear like noises and creaks around the house, but never seen anything to my experience. Yeah, it's some freaky shit, man. Whoa. Yeah, that story before you told Leo gave me some goosebumps about the little boy.
That like I said, that's what I saw. You know, I can vouch for what I saw. Can I pinpoint it 100% scientifically? Absolutely not. You know, because it could all be in my head.
You know what would be
But
interesting is if your wife saw the same thing and neither of you guys said anything about it.
my
That would be
wife,
really weird.
my wife only had that experience once, and she said it was when we used to live in South America. I had an apartment in front of the beach with two other guys. We had this. Actually, it was really fucking cool. I had a lot of good times for a few years there. But she said that one day when she was sleeping over, she stayed with me. Got up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom, and when she opened the door, she swears she saw a couple of eyes stare at her, and then she ran back. I attribute it to maybe too much liquor that evening, but she never gave any second thought about it. But a lot of the stuff that I consider that I saw, especially the boy or the girl that in the apartment with, I never told her because so it's just weird, right? It's just one of those things you just tend to keep to yourself. you know it's like if somebody tells you I'm a Martian and he proves he is. Do you go on and tell me? No, you keep it to yourself. So the only time I guess you share is when you're surrounded with people that tell you the same experience. And oh yeah, by the way, this happened to me too. Then you realize, shit, I'm not the only one. Like tonight. Otherwise, I never knew Tiger, even though I know Ozio, that he had that experience. I've had that experience. Bud Rose had that experience. I don't know if you, Stray Shot, Mario Hoodie had that experience. But
Yeah, after that, I'm kind of afraid of children. Like
No,
especially in
it's
dark.
weird because I have the same experiences you guys are talking about for sure, but it's just that I think probably more due to social stigma than anything. I probably try to attribute it to more, overreactive imagination, whether or not that be what,
be
really, yeah.
Yeah, when I was a little younger, I used to have like this little condition where like I would constantly wake up, but I'd still be asleep. So like I'm awake.
it's the
and I-
Mountain Dew, dude.
As a
like
kid.
it was like we went and it was called like night terrors or something where like you
Yeah,
wake up
that
but
happens
you're
pretty
still
often to
asleep and
kids.
you have no control over what you're doing.
That's
like-
exactly what I'm describing, right? Well, in terms of the sleep paralysis, that's
Yeah.
Oh, that must feel terrible.
Like I still remember one so vivid. Like I was waking up and my dad had a record player in the room for some reason and he put it on and then it exploded.
Like, did it really
It-
explode?
Like it exploded and in the dream it actually like destroyed stuff in the house, but then like I closed my eyes and it was all fixed when I opened it again. It was weird. I don't know how to describe it. It was just so weird. Those like and they at one point they would happen like almost every week, and then eventually like they've gone away and I haven't had one for years. But it was weird.
You probably stopped having that dream because you achieved the mission of that dream. That's why, and you probably didn't even notice it. I know because
Yeah.
I had a similar experience when I used to have a girlfriend and we broke up, and probably was my first like super love, right? When I was like maybe 20 years old. I moved to South America, didn't talk to her, didn't see her for a lot of years. I think we spoke twice. She called me once when her mom died to tell me, and the second time she called me to tell me that she's got a scholarship for Boston University and that's where she was going. Now this is back in the 90s, all right? But we never had any closure or anything. For a lot of years, I
Are
would
you
have...
describing my life?
No. This is what happened to me. So for a lot of years,
That's
I always
happened
had
to me.
the same dream that would come every now and then. And the dream was that every time I knew she was in a place wherever I was, every time I tried to reach her, the street or gravity felt really heavy and I couldn't reach her. Or if I ever got to where she was supposed to be, she was no longer there.
Yeah.
And it went on and on and on and on. And I told my wife about that when she was even my girlfriend. I had this dream, with Rachel and this and that. She's like, oh my God, you need closure. All right. Now, fast forward 10 years. 10 years, I come back to the States, live with my cousin, a week passed by. Oh, I'm going to call her. I call her house. She no longer lives there. Her dad knew me. All right, she's in Boston. Here's her number. Call her. I call her. We spoke for 2 hours. Got everything just like shit we had for like 15 years, that we never spoke. Never had that dream again. It's just closure. Never had it. Never had that heavy load or have to seek her or any form, any shape, or any kind. Just gone.
Sounds like
so,
I need to call my ex.
so, and then my wife said,
I wish I can get a hold of mine.
and it was her, it was my wife, like, no, you need closure, you should call these, and she was right, because as soon as I did that, gone. So Mario, if you had that, you must have done something that ended that cycle, and thus you don't need that dream anymore to achieve that goal that you needed to do, whatever it was.
Interesting.
Oh, that's pretty good. Good stuff. Well, I guess
That was
it's
a good
time
topic.
to go to the next topic. Yeah, I agree. It was pretty good.
I didn't say much, but I enjoyed listening to that.
Yeah. So I guess the thing that you have to take from this conversation is don't mess with that kind of shit. Don't.
Yes, don't.
Don't. Just accept it and let it go, man. Because I heard stories with other family members in Mexico, and they did the wrong things, and yeah.
Don't jinx it. I'm knocking on wood as we speak.
on wood, knock on
Next topic, please.
So, okay, let's see here. The next top is, if you won the lottery, what will you do with your money, assuming that's a lot of money? So let's go with, ooh. Let's go with Bud over here for being the awesome soundboard guy for tonight.
Oh man. How much money are we talking, right? No, but to be honest,
What's the mega jackpot right now? I think it's like
I think
somewhere around
it's-
$1 billion.
I think it's $1.5 billion before taxes.
Yeah, it's
Damn,
it's
that is
an
a
But then they
lot.
tax
obscene
the hell
amount
out
of
of
money.
it.
Well,
They
let's just
tax
say
the-
$1 billion. $1 billion.
So
dollars.
if I had $1
Bud Bros
billion
are thinking big
dude,
right now.
Yeah, if you
No,
have
That
grandchildren,
is
they
an
won't have to
obscene
work.
amount of money.
I
How
would
about
honestly.
just $100 million?
I don't even want that much money. Right, exactly. Like I don't personally want that much money. If I have that much money, I wouldn't have anything to do with it but to donate it, right? I mean, what would I do with that much money? You'd pay off like the global debt, I don't know. Not with that much money, but you could contribute to the U.S. debt or something. But I would not try and keep it for myself. But I don't know, $500,000 or something like that. Buy a house and invest and make sure my family's taken care of, and whatever's left put into a business, stocks and shit like that. So I'd probably play it pretty smart. I wouldn't do anything really outlandish.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I used to watch this like weird show where it was like, oh, I just won the lottery or something. And you would see these people and they would win like millions and millions of dollars, and then they would blow it in like a week on like cars and houses. Like
Right.
one episode, this guy bought 7 like sports cars, like 3 mansions, and then
Property tax is a bitch.
yeah, and then in a week he didn't have anything, and half of it got repossessed because he couldn't make the payments on it because he had no more money. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, if I had that money, like, I would just do whatever I needed to do.
Go off
Put,
the grid.
Put
like-
a lot of it away in a safe area, where I know where it's gonna be. Like donate some to charity or something like that. Help people, that need the money. And probably, yeah, I wouldn't do much. I wouldn't like go out and buy mansions. I mean, I'm happy with what I've got. Like maybe I upgrade here or there with, some of it, but I wouldn't go like just balls out with it. Like just enough to get me by, maybe a family, donate to charity. That's about it.
Nice. Pretty good. What about you, Stray Shot?
I mean, it depends on the money. I kind of like Mario's line of thought. Is you see a lot of times the people who win the lottery, they come from very poor backgrounds. They don't understand how money works always. And, they lose it quickly. He's got the right idea. You're gonna put some away. Invest some. Make sure. So if it depends how much money it is. But if I say I don't want to have to work anymore, I want to make sure. Okay, do the math. Figure out how I need to save so I can do that. Put some away. Don't splurge on a house or a ridiculous car. Just get what you need. Donate to something you feel is important. Maybe improve some schools in the country because they're shit education system. And just if you don't have to work anymore, just do what you enjoy.
Nice.
Hold on.
Good. Hoodie?
Well,
Oh
I
god.
would make my parents retire first off, and I'd fix up my house, and then I'd buy me a piece of property, a goddamn I buy the land that the house sits on, and then I buy the house. So I don't have
Yes.
to pay any kind of taxes on that, all right? And make sure I have enough money for those two items so I can live comfortably where and it's not going to be some big-ass mansion or anything. It's going to be some house in Capitol Hill in the middle of Denver because that's where I want to live. And then I would buy two separate cars, one for the winter, one for the summer. And there would be practical cars, too. Because I don't want anything outlandish like some stupid sports car where I'm going to fucking crash it. Because I could see myself doing that. You know? Too much horsepower.
Here in the Hollywood Hills, my Lamborghini.
So, yeah.
But where do you put the pinball machine?
And then, I would probably create my own job. I would do what I want to do. I'd build myself a recording studio, and I'd open it up to the public and make it non-profit, too.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty
awesome.
cool, man. Well, with me,
Because you're too damn rich to even make money off of it. Why would you need to? If you'd make it non-profit, you make a percentage of profit, yeah, but most of it goes back to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, you can just
So,
kind of do what you really want to do if money's not an issue.
Yeah.
And you can just take up a bunch of hobbies. You can just spend your time doing whatever you want.
Bong hits and Doritos.
And then I would
it is.
also give jobs to other people. I would create jobs too, with what I created. Then I can't do it alone, right? I would need other people to run it. So
yeah,
yeah.
cool. Okay, so I guess I'll take my take of it. First of all, I want to take care of myself and my family. Making sure that all their fucking payments are finished off or their mortgages are paid off. And then after that, I'm going to tell them, hey, if you guys go in any more debt after I helped you, I'm not going to help you again. Because this is your one ticket.
Yes, Stalin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing is if you get in the lottery and you have a lot like a lot of times family will come back into the picture who may have left and
Yeah.
how about you give me some of that? And
I
it's
always
like you
felt
gotta
that-
put your foot down.
My mother always plays the lottery, and I hope I win the lottery. But I always thought, do you realize the burden you're gonna have if you win the lottery? How many friends you'll have all of a sudden, or family members that all of a sudden are nicer?
Yeah, see that would bug me more than anything because I know
Yeah.
they're all just being fake and it's like,
Oh yeah.
I
They
just
wanna
I just
slice
want to
of the pie,
upgrade
right?
my current life.
Yeah, so I'll make sure
If somebody did
I'll make sure I take care of them and then let them know, hey, if you guys fucked up, you fucked up. I'm not helping you, even though I do have the money to help you out. This is
Just
your
send
one
them,
ticket.
like, 1,000,000 pounds of rice or something. It's like they demand help.
Glitter bombs.
I try to do probably the same thing Tiger's doing, and what basically what all of you say. I think the first thing that anybody does that has a conscience with your money is that you want to secure your family, right?
Yeah.
I probably do the same thing. Pay the debt in my house, get a house for my brother, get a house for my sister, secure a trust fund for my daughter so she can go to college. And then the rest, dude, is just investing on something that, I don't know, I'm just weird, but
A
to
water
benefit,
plant.
something that would help the humanity, yeah, just believe that's the way to go. Technology is the way to go nowadays, so.
Yeah. And after I help my family out, I'm gonna buy the things I need to live comfortably. Nothing too extreme. Not a fucking mansion or anything like
My
that.
computer will be pretty extreme though.
But yeah,
That's-
computer
that's
is gonna be
I
upgraded.
will splurge on
Yeah, I
it.
would upgrade the PC.
Give me 3 1080.
Yeah, I'll probably have like multiple computers just for different things.
I'll have
Rendering,
a separate
uploading.
computer for TeamSpeak or something stupid.
And then I'll probably have some money invested, some money savings, and the rest of it probably just put some money on some research facility. Whatever I like, and I'm like, okay, guys, I have this much money. In what way can I help you guys to further improve your research and development on this said project?
Say, I have lots of money. Let's go to space.
Yeah, stuff like that. Maybe.
I want to send the first man to the moon.
Well, sir, you have to build a time machine. Well,
No,
let's
and then
invest
you
in
follow
Time
up by
machine
saying, but no,
first.
that's
I
all
could do
fake.
that. I have enough money.
that. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So, AO, anything else to add in your?
No, man. Like I said, I would probably invest most of my money in, renewable energy or recycling of some sort, or solar power, or
Oh yeah.
taking.
I would also weed out power companies by going straight solar and having my own Tesla battery in my house and
yeah,
have free
so
power. That too, I would have free power.
so
Fuck
I
the
guess
power companies.
Yeah. Dude, live next to a lake, you got all your own water too.
yeah. I mean, if you win the lottery, the question is, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
And that is the lottery $1 million question. How do you want to be remembered? What you do? I'd like to be remembered as, using the money to the best way I can. And the best way I can, other than serving my immediate kin, would be to, serve everybody else. If I have an opportunity to help one or many, why not do it? Case in point, the group and all that. So that would be me. I would, find a way to redirect that money into something that is going to benefit all of us. Like heck, the cure for cancer, for instance.
Dude, you could make the UB trip amazing.
Dude, free
Dude,
Battlefield
I
1
thought
copies
about
to
that.
everybody.
Coast to coast. We'll have
I'm
the
like,
10-year
pay off my
anniversary
We're
for that.
private
debt.
jetting around, picking up each person individually. Like, we're gonna have 5-course meal on the plane.
That would be outrageous, but I
Dude,
could
that would
do
be
it.
awesome.
You concur, Hoodie?
Yeah,
Yep.
I would do it. I would do that. It
dude.
would cost a couple million, but
Or better yet,
think
why not
It would
just,
be
just
huge.
rent a huge, amazing place and just buy plane tickets for, okay, let's,
yeah.
For a whole
That would
week.
be awesome.
But buy them private jets.
No, that's when
That's
we
a little
have,
too extreme.
Private
There's
jets.
gonna-
I
I'll
mean, you
show-
you
show
would
first
rent
for
them,
everybody.
right?
when we have the
can rent
10-year
them, right?
anniversary, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can.
Yeah, you can rent private jets, but it's gonna be pretty expensive.
Well,
You
if
got
you're worth
$100 million,
$1
dude. Nothing is expensive.
Yeah, if you got like over $100 million.
Yeah,
that's
nothing
not
is
much.
expensive.
You're just like, I'll win it back, and I'll just
can run for president,
invest in
man.
some.
You could give
You
you
know,
100
what would-
people a small loan of $1 million.
Yeah.
I would just.
I go for president.
I would invest in Tesla. No, I'm just kidding.
So, anything
You
else you
do
want to
know.
guys add?
Nah,
Yeah,
I think
it-
it was good.
That was good. Okay, we're hitting to the end of the podcast. We hit all the 4 topics at hand. If you guys want to add anything else, the floor is for you guys. If not,
Game night, baby.
oh yeah, we're having a game night.
next Saturday. Yeah, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
All listeners,
User
all
in
10
your
of
channel
you are
timed
welcome
out.
to join United Brotherhood. Throwing that
Yeah.
out there.
Oh yeah,
Go on the TeamSpeak address.
hell yeah. I'll be posting that information at the description below the video
Yeah, we're
right
nice.
here.
Come on, hang out. We
Yeah.
won't bite you.
Yeah, we're a pretty cool group. You should check us out. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for tuning in for the podcast of Taco Talks, and I'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Later.
Taco Talk.